1 second, let me record. All right, now we will get started with Jahan Dotson. We will start with Audrey Snyder.
Hey, you got me?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thanks. Jahan, I wanted to go back to last week. You mentioned the teammates. What was that number on how fast it was? And what have you learned about yourself this
Did you ask about how fast the punt return was?
Yes. And what did you learn about yourself this season?
Yeah. So I asked one of the guys who worked, Josh Nelly, and he said that I reached 20 miles per hour 2 different times in the single play. So that was pretty cool, pretty exciting, just to find out those results. And the thing I learned about myself is I can make things happen. I can make plays when the ball's in my hands. I have big play capability, and my confidence is just at an all-time high right now. I just know every time I touch the ball that I can make something happen. And yeah, my confidence is just building every single week.
Moving on to Justin Morgenstein.
Jahan, thanks for doing this, man. Before the season, the perception kind of seemed to be that the receiving corps was one of the bigger question marks on the team, but obviously that changed pretty quickly. How did you go about that, both from a mental standpoint and on the field?
Yeah, not only me, but our whole receiver group, we kind of took that to heart. People were talking down on us, saying that we were going to be basically the weakest link on the team, and we came in every single day of practice, just trying to get better and just trying to be the best group on the field. Every single time we step on the field and just dominate. We live by just kill everything that's in front of you, and that's what we've been able to do this year, getting the ball in our hands in space and just making things happen.
And Jones.
Jahan, when you're having fun playing football, what's going on the field? What makes football fun for you in those moments?
I live by once I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it. I'm always having fun. It's fun to be succeeding next to your brothers. I think that's the biggest thing. We have such a great brotherhood on this team, and when you're succeeding with each other, team success, that's just like the ultimate goal in this game. This is the biggest team game and team sport in all of sports. And when you're succeeding with each other, knowing that everyone's doing their job and everyone's getting the job done, it's just a great feeling. It's always fun.
Rich Scarcella.
Jahan, if you had a vote, would you want to play in a bowl game?
I'm not really supposed to speak on that, so I just talk about the game today.
Mark Wogenrich.
Some of your teammates and Coach Frankel were asked this last week, 2 weeks ago. I wanted to spin it around to you. Was this season worth it for you, for everything you had to go through and had to do?
I believe 100% it was worth it. Any chance we get to go out and fight for each other and with each other, it's 100% worth it. We had a lot of guys who were able to show what they're capable of doing this year. I know my roommate, Jesse Lucetta, he had a great season. He was waiting for this moment. He was kind of just waiting for his time. So it was great to see him shine. We had a lot of freshmen coming in that we knew what they could do, and they proved to you guys that they're capable of making plays. So I definitely feel like this season was 100% worth it.
Gabe Angieri.
Hey, Jahan, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
So you yourself had 3 bigger type plays, your touchdowns and your punt return, but I think the team had a large amount of plays over 15 yards. As a group coming into this game, is that something that's kind of like one of your focuses, or is that something that the defense kind of gave you?
Yeah, that's definitely one of our focuses coming into every single game, meeting our explosive play goal. And we work on that in practice every day, just trying to gain explosives because we know that helps out the defense on the back end. So any chance we get to make a play, we want it to be an explosive.
Mark Brennan.
Jahan, the first play where you scored, can you take us through that? And is that a called play? Is that a read by Cliff? Is there eye contact? What went on there?
Yeah, so it's an RPO, run pass option, and it's just basically a hitch, 5-yard stop route, and Cliff reads it and he pulls it. I'm the option to throw the ball because I'm basically the closest one to him. So he gave me opportunity. Coach Rocket gave us a great call, gave me opportunity to get loose, and I was able to do so.
Nate Bauer.
John, how much improvement did you see, I guess, from your teammates through this process? From 0-5 to now.
Yeah, starting back from June, I've seen tremendous progress from each and every one of my teammates. Everyone has stepped in a lot of people have stepped into big roles this year that they weren't expected to, and they fully capitalized on every opportunity they've been given. One guy I want to point out is Kevon Lee. A lot of people didn't think he was going to play this year, and he's having a tremendous year, stepping on the scene, making plays. Basically, our starting running back right now, and he's doing a fantastic job. So I think a lot of people have progressed over the season. 0-5 taught us a lot. We're not used to losing. It taught us a lot, and we were able to capitalize on the next 4.
Tobias Wilborn.
I know you can't tell us if you'd want to play in the bowl, but could you physically and emotionally play in one if it took another week or 2?
Oh yeah, definitely. Any chance to play would be amazing. But that's pretty much all I can say.
Thomas Frank Carr.
Hey, Jahan. It's how much of production at the wide receiver position is mentality versus the other stuff that goes into football? And as a follow-up to my question last week, did you get on the board for miles per hour last week?
Yeah. To answer your second question, I did. I got on the board last week. That was a major goal of mine, and I was able to capitalize on that. And I feel like our position is 100% mentality. If you go out there thinking that don't have 100% in your mind that you're going to win the rep, you're probably not going to win the rep. So I feel like every time you step on the field, you got to have the mentality that you want to dominate the man in front of you, and that's basically what we've been living by this year, and we've been able to do so in these last couple games.
John Sauber.
Jahan, did you feel like you should have been higher than third team All Big Ten, and did that sort of motivate you at all this week?
Yeah, definitely. That definitely motivated me this week. All my teammates were talking about it. So yeah, anytime someone's in front of me on anything, I want to get better and prove to people that I feel as though I'm one of the best in the country. So I feel like that definitely motivated me this week just to go out and perform well, and I was able to do so.
Carson Paje.
Hey, what's going on, John? I was talking to Brandon about this, and he mentioned that during y'all's 0-5 start, the backlash on social media kind of got to him, and he kind of used an analogy of a kid getting bullied and finally saying enough is enough for y'all to turn things around. What was that like for you when you go on Twitter, go on Instagram, and during that 0-5 stretch, see people talking trash or see people talking down on y'all and you? How'd you kind of deal with that?
Yeah, so when you're losing, people will find anything to pretty much say that you're not doing well or you need to improve on. And we as a team, we just try not to focus on that stuff. We just try to stay in the locker room, keep in contact with each other, and make sure everyone was good. That was the biggest thing, just keeping the bond in the locker room pretty good, and making sure every time we go out on the field, all we're thinking about is the man next to you and trying to be there for the man next to you and be better.
Neil Rudell.
Hey, Jahan, I'm wondering if your individual season matched your expectations this year.
I think it did. my one goal that I pretty much had at the beginning of the year was to be better than last year, and I did that. Every time I step on the field, I want to be better than the last, and I was able to do so this year. I was better than last year. All around game, stats wise, in the run game, everything. So I think I did a very good job of maintaining my goals.
Audrey Snyder.
Jahan, when you put up the numbers like that in the first half individually, are you going out there in the second half thinking, all right, I want to get over 200, or where's your head at with that? And second part, what else do you think still left for you to accomplish in college football?
Every time I touch the ball, I just want to take it to the house. That's pretty much my mentality when I'm on the field. Any opportunity I get, just leave your mark and just take it all the way. Don't hold anything back. I never want to be complacent. Never want to get too comfortable with anything. I don't even know how many yards I had in the first half, but I was trying to double that in the second half. So I think there's still a lot for me to improve on, as you were saying, as you asked. I still have so many parts of my game that I could still improve on, and I could get better at just by working every single day and just fine-tuning my game, perfecting my craft.
Tyler Donahue.
Jahan, I apologize if you've already been asked, but Sean Clifford was benched about a month ago. Comes out, you guys win the next 4 games. He only had 2 turnovers in those 4 games. What did this team, this offense, learn about Sean Clifford down the stretch? And what do you think Sean Clifford maybe learned about himself as things went on?
We learned that he's a fighter and that he'll never give up. He had a speech in front of the team the week that he wasn't going to be starting, and he said, I'm never going to give up on this team. I'm never going to give up on you guys. I'll be there for every single guy in the locker room, whether it's a defensive back that wants to watch film or a receiver that wants to get extra catches. We know we have a guy who's never going to give up on us, and that's going to fight to the end. And it's great to have that, especially in your quarterback leading the team. And he's done a phenomenal job in the back end of the season, just executing. That's the biggest thing.
All right, we have time for one more question. It will go to Rich Scarcella.
Jahan, 2 things. One, how would you describe this season? Would you describe it as successful to this point? And secondly, what have you learned going through everything that you guys have gone through?
I wouldn't describe it. I mean, we could say it was a success because we ended on the right way we needed to, but that's not our standard. Losing 5 games is just not our standard. We're a winning program. We got to get back to winning, and that's the biggest thing for us. We know what it takes to win, so we just got to do that. We did that the last 4 games. We executed, and we saw the outcome.
Go ahead, Rich. It's fine.
Jahan, how about what did you learn about going through everything that you guys have gone through this season, about with COVID, with the 0-5 start? What did you learn?
Yeah, so starting the summer, we faced a whole bunch of adversity, and we knew that our backs were against the wall from the start. Losing guys, opting out, to injuries, losing Johnny Brown was huge. So we knew our backs were against the wall and that we had to step up. And we learned that a lot of guys were ready to play this year. And we learned that we have a bunch of fighters on this team that won't back down for anything, won't back down for their brothers, and we'll just fight to the end.
All right. Thanks for your time, Jahan.
Thank you.